G'day guys, my name's Josh, you can call me Jawoodle, and welcome back to 7 Days to Die, where I'm back in Alpha 20, and back in my secondary testing world I suppose, where I have this ginormous and amazing lake. And I'm back here because I have an itch. Well, not an itch in the way that you suspect I might have, though that's not completely untrue. I have an itch to see what I can get away with. Jeez, Josh, what I can get away with building bases in this game. I've made myself this lake house base, which actually turned out really bloody well, and discovered how the zombies spawn and what I can do to get around that. Now that's kind of got me thinking. Building a base on the water worked out really well, but I've got this really big and, as it turns out, really deep lake to play with here. What happens if I build under the water, and is that still possible? So what I'm gonna need, the way it used to work, and I don't know if that's still the case for Alpha 20, I haven't tried this since like Alpha 18, so it's been a little while. The way that it used to work is that the gyrocopter acted like a submarine. Like the gyrocopter didn't differentiate between water and air. So if you were flying, you could go underwater and keep on sailing just like it was the skies, but now you're down with the fishies. So I've got some gas. I'm also going to need some purple dye, because let's be real, if we could dye our vehicles, it's gonna need to be purple. I'll just chuck you down like this. In fact, I might need a bit more of a run up. I'll start over on the tarmac over here instead then. Stop the zombies coming for me. Not really in the mood for a fight right about now. I'm gonna take up into the skies first and to see what happens if I pitch down. Not yet though. Get up in the skies first and then pitch down and just see how it handles the water. Got plenty of room out here, so no real cause for any sort of concern. Just watch out for an iceberg or two. So yeah, last time you were just flying in and nothing would really happen. What happens now? Oh! hang on, what? Holy shit, the gyrocopter's a boat. It's no longer a submarine, it is just a boaty boy instead. So like if I just like spin this around, I'm not aiming up at all. In fact, I'll even just level out and I'll just like power along. So it just keeps me on the surface of the water. I can't actually go underneath it. I assume I can if I really pitch on down and just overpower it. I'm kind of bobbling along. We finally have boats in 7 Days to Die. It's not quite what we wanted, but I mean, it kind of works. You just skip along the surface like you're skipping a stone. All right, I'm okay with that. It's not really what I wanted though. I'll get some altitude again and see if I can dive bomb down to the bottom of the lake. That's very interesting. Maybe there's ways we could use that to our advantage as well. Some way to save fuel or something perhaps. But yeah, I can kind of overpower it, I suppose, get all the way down to the bottom and fly around like that. It's a little bit harder to do than it was, but that's okay. All right, that's good enough for me. I reckon I can make an underwater base with that. So I do want to know, with this new gyro boat mechanic we've got going on here, if I just slow it right down. Oh, no, okay, we do sink. So if we're not moving it with any sort of speed, we don't have any planes, so we just sink to the bottom. All right, fair enough then. Can I take off from the bottom then without putting my nose up at all? Yeah, okay, so as soon as you have some speed going, it throws it back up to the surface. But, I mean, look at this though. You could just use this as a boat, as a little skipper. Okay, that's fine. Not really what I'm after right now though. What I am after right now, if I just jump out of you, geez, you sink like a stone if I'm not powering. Now, fair enough then. Grab your back. So what I need is actually, I was going to say the center of this lake, which is, look at the size of this thing, but it's actually not that deep over here. So what I need is actually the deepest part. I'll follow this along. This would be a pain in the ass to try and find in survival. Yes, I'm using God mode to find it to make it easier. It could be done. It'd just take a long time to do. Ooh, actually, I mean, that's not too far away from the bank. That might be where some zombies spawn then. I might quickly just double check that zombies won't spawn this far away from the bank then. 52 blocks, I think, is what we decided was like the definite number that zombies won't spawn. So I'm more than 50 blocks away from the bank, so zombies aren't spawning in. That's all well and good. All right, lovely, lovely. So this bit here, I think, is the deepest part of the lake. So this is where I want to make my base. I've turned off God mode just for the moment. I'm now just treading water in the molasses that is this lake. Purely because to build like the starting supports of this, I do want to be in survival to show like how to build those first supports, because it is kind of important. I did show it with the lake base the other day, but I'll go through it again just in case. Now I'm going to need some regular frames, going to need some wood. Now obviously if you have like cobblestone blocks or like these things or like straight up cement blocks, that's going to be even better to use, but I'm going to go from scratch because my lung capacity is about the same as a small rodent's. Get another breath, that's going to be good. Going to need a nail gun as well. Now I need to get all the way down to the bottom as quick as possible, which is not quick at all. I'm going to keep an eye on my oxygen meter. When it gets to 30, I've got to head back up. I may not be able to make it down to the bottom. It's so bloody far away. There is a skill that lets you hold your breath for longer, I know that, but whoever actually specs into swimming when this is how fast you swim? Just get to the bottom, you can reach it, there you go, start heading back up. It's gonna take a little while, but we made it there before we were half out of breath. Oh man, I hate swimming in this game. This is gonna be pretty bloody dicey, but I want this to be, I don't want to go all the way up to the surface. There's no point having an underwater base if you're going all the way up to the surface, because then everyone could see where it is. I'm just gonna go like this and make a bit of a frame for myself. I'm almost down to 30 seconds of air. Oh, this is gonna be really bloody dicey. Come on, reach, reach, reach. There you go. Because what I want to do is make myself a bit of a, oh god, it's gonna be really tight getting back to the surface again. I want to make myself like a bit of a pocket, right, down the bottom. Now, before Alpha 20, you used to have hay bales you could chuck down then pick up again, and that was, bar none, the easiest and cheapest and best way to get rid of any blocks of water. I made it back to the surface. Oh, my surface is a little bit pockmarked, but alright, I guess we'll just deal with that as best we can. So I want to make like a bit of a cube of air down here, go through, and then place a bunch of blocks inside it to get rid of the water, because it won't replace it, you know? Like, 7 days can't really handle water at all, so the more blocks of water I can remove, the more space I'm going to have down here. Although this archway seems massive for what I want. Yeah, look, it was way bigger than I needed, so I'll take some of these blocks back all the way across like that. Thank you. I actually leave one more block up the top. Now, I've got 30 seconds of air. I might actually have time to do this. So from here, I'm gonna go like this, go all the way around. I might actually need a door to do this. I probably should have made one of those beforehand. 20 more seconds, go to that one. Gonna go a door. Please hurry up. There we go. That one, and chuck the door in like that. And I think, oh, come on. If I get inside. Nope, damn it, that was the wrong block. Go to that one. There we go. Right. One more second of oxygen remaining, but we got it done. So now I have a little pocket of air that I can use to build the rest of this stuff. It's a little bit finicky to get into, but that's okay. Nice. All right. Don't ask me how the oxygen down here is like replenishing, but we're just going to ignore that for the moment. I have a secret bunker of oxygen for myself so I can set about filling up the rest of this area. Just with frames is fine. Basically, we're going to do the same things we just did there, but on a much bigger scale. It's not super impressive right now. It is just a cube of frames on the ocean floor. The lake floor, like bed is probably the correct term. There we go. That's gonna do me for now though. I'll just slip on through this little channel bit for myself, grab another breath of, of life-saving oxygen, chuck it in. There we go, take a breath while I have the opportunity to, that I can fill all of this up. Don't know why that wasn't already there. It's been working for me for a long time now, but apparently it's just given up the ghost on that. So we'll go to them, and we're gonna replicate the same thing we did inside with a door. There you go, get inside, close the door behind me. Now I should have, most of this is now dry land. Now obviously if you open up the wall on the outside, you're gonna have a bad time and all of the liquid is gonna start rushing in. But I can now use this. I suppose this could be an underwater base just as it is already. The zombies aren't gonna spawn because I'm far enough away from the bank over here. Gotta be more than 50 meters from the bank to be safe and sound. Zombies won't spawn in the water, only on dry land, nor on blocks that you've placed. So you're all good to go in here. Might need to replace the floor actually. That's probably a pretty safe bet, given that it is actually just regular terrain, so I'll replace the floor. That's all good, but before I want to do anything else, I'm going to quickly duck outside and just upgrade the outer frame of this cube, because I don't want to accidentally pick up these blocks, and I want this to be laid out just how it is. Duck back inside, get some more, might even just quickly go like that, so I can smooth out that entryway just that little bit more for me. Oh, damn it. Stop doing that. That's why that got broken. I've got this all pretty well sorted out and counted out. I know how many blocks I have to take away from the inside. So one block up, I've got one more block to get rid of on the roof, which is just those ones there. Please don't tap E on the wrong blocks though, Josh. That would be a really bad idea. Go out to that wall there. I know that's the outer wall, so as long as I do it just nice and carefully, and for once in my life don't rush anything, that's the wall there, that's fine. Then this... What did you just say, Josh? As long as I do this safely and carefully, won't have any problems. Can't even last 2 seconds doing that. I can't last 2 seconds for a lot of things. That's a new one. Fortunately, this is a relatively easy mess to clean up. Get rid of all of you guys. The lower ones are less risky than the top ones, but that all the way around gives me a lovely pocket of air. And there you go. I mean, this isn't clearly what the base is going to actually be like, but this is the starting point that you need. And I have put down all of these shapes here to be 3 by 5, because that is the size of these bad boys, the powered garage doors, which I'll eventually be putting in on the outside. But got to make sure I'm planning ahead, because otherwise if I make it too small or too big, it's a lot of work with all the water to undo that mistake. So now that I have this box down here, this could be like the starting point for everything else. I can get some air in here, I can put like my bedroll or some food or like chests, or treat it like any other building. The only difference being the humidity outside is about 1 billion. But with this here, what I want to do is make it so I can fly that gyro into this area very easily. So this can be like both my entry and my exit point, which means putting in a garage door on both sides. Now, to stop this from flooding, I'm going to chuck in some frames all along the outside like this. I know it doesn't look like much at the moment, but I promise it'll be okay in the end. I'll actually jump into here, go like that. And all I want to do is get rid of all of these frames that I've chucked in just here. Oh god, I just punched a hole in my wall. Sorry about that. Give me a little water inside. I'll deal with that in a moment. Chuck you in there. Now, clearly, for like automatic garage doors and stuff, you're gonna have to be a fair way along the way for like playing the game. You have to have like resources and schematics and all sorts of things. But now that that's in there, I can get rid of all of that. That's gonna keep the water out for me. Then all I need is a way to open that, fly the gyro in, and it should work because 7 days doesn't calculate like water flow and stuff. Even when that door is up, the water shouldn't come in. In fact, that's a good thing to test before I get too carried away. Just gonna chuck my battery bank down there. I'm playing with electricity while underwater. What could possibly go wrong? Why, you up to that one, and turn you on. You open up, and look at that. It's an underwater wonderland. Well, I guess I don't really need that door anymore, do I? Oh, I'll leave it there for now. You're not really hurting anyone. Plus, having a pedestrian entry point isn't a bad shout. So that's big enough. Admittedly, I'll have to get rid of this and move it somewhere else. But that's big enough to squeeze a gyro through. And I've deliberately made it so I'm entering from the east and from the west, because I do want this to be a drive-through. So I can fly in one way, park it up, and fly out the other way without having to pick up the gyro and turn it around. And actually, because the game has that like a new buoyancy effect on the gyro, taking off underwater is going to be easier than on dry land. I don't know why, but sure. I came out just to chuck down these frames just outside the door to smooth out the ground, so when I'm taking off in the gyro out of here, that hump is a bit further away than right outside my door. So I get a little bit of speed, hit that, that'll like yeet me up into the sky, or the lake I suppose, making take off a bit easier. But the downside of that is that playing with water, not fire, just out there, has triggered a bit of a leak inside. Not sure why. I mean, the door was open. That's probably, I mean, a giant gaping hole in the side of your base that's underwater probably isn't super helpful. About as helpful as a literal screen door on a submarine. I'll go like that, get rid of all the water. That should mean that you can turn back on again. Yep, there we go. So if you flood your battery bank, you do lose power. That probably makes sense. I've got my secondary garage door in here now. May not look like much. It's not an awful lot of space, if I'm being honest, though it should be enough to take off in the gyro. God, it's very close to being too small for it, isn't it? Try and find, there you go, that little bit there. I'm going to need another battery, actually. Let's just make sure I can actually take off how I want to out of here. Chuck you over that side, chuck in a little bit of juice, and wire up from that one to that one, please. In fact, let's wire them both up. If I'm going to take off, we may as well test my landing ability as well as my taking off ability. This can only go well. Alright, jump in you. I'm already dressed up in my bathers, so no need to worry about getting my outfit wet. Look at that for a takeoff, though. It really gets you up into the air nice and quickly. Although, how the dick am I can't even see it on the bloody map. How am I going to land if I can't see where the bloody thing is? I can see, like, the watery pimple of where I assume I'm underneath, so I'll try and line up with that. That and the murky-ass water might make this pretty difficult. Huh. Alright, well, for once my piloting ability isn't up to question, just my visibility is. But I don't have good eyesight either. I'm pretty sure if I just angle down right next to the bank here, it'll kind of take me where I need to go. Just keep on powering down. It's down here somewhere. Keep on going. Oh, there it is. No, I'm going too over. No, damn it. It was the right line, but not the right trajectory. So the buoyancy thing has definitely made this harder than it used to be. Now, I know I could just, like, jump out of the gyro, pick it up, and swim the last couple of yards, which actually isn't a terrible idea. And in fact, given you are so far away from the bank, you could just build yourself, like, a tower up to the surface as the gyro pad. That's not what I'm here for. I want a submarine base. I want to get down there without breathing the life-giving oxygen, risking everything for everything. Oh, that's a freaking underwater cliff. Not a good start, but I am down on the deck. Keep your nose down. No, nose down, you sausage! I'm now just completely abandoning the nice, smooth entryway. I'm just, like, swimming around in circles like a lost blue whale, trying to find a beach to land myself on. Where are you? You're over here somewhere. I really should put, like, the marker down so I can see shit where it's gonna be. Come on, go down. Go down. Go down. God, I feel like I'm begging Arlene here. Please just go down a little bit further. I'm almost there. I'm almost in. That wasn't the most graceful of entries to our base, but I mean, it works. If you're better at this game than I am, which should be everybody at this point, then it's definitely doable. I'll turn you off, close the doors. There. It's like nothing ever happened. That was about as graceful as a legless swan, Josh. Well, now that we've proved that it is possible, if I was building this in survival and, like, I wasn't making an explicitly underwater base, like, I suppose, like, actually, for, like, PvP or something, this isn't a bad idea. Cause it doesn't show up on the map. I mean, if they flew over the top, they'd never bloody know, you know? And as long as you didn't keep, like, if you kept the water up the top nice and smooth, they'd definitely never know. I mean, yes, there's only so many lakes and they might come looking for you, but super stealthy boys, plus the water's murky as dicks too, you might stand a chance. But if I was building this in, like, single player, like, PvE game against just the zombies, I'd build just a landing pad at the top. Just like, you know, if I was living, like, not SeaWorld, what's the bloody oil platform that counts as a... I'd put it like an oil platform. That's a way easier way of saying it. So I had somewhere to go, then a ladder down to the bottom. But I now have a submarine base, and what I'm going to do is actually upgrade the walls over here, because I would like to have some windows, and I'd like it all not to cave in. To make it nice and symmetrical, I'm actually going to chuck in another door over here as well. Clean up my mess, just like that. Take it all back again. Nice. Okay. So now, whichever way you come from, there's a way in. If you're swimming with your own two pasta legs, they'll be soggy, but you can make it in the door on either side, or you can use the actual doors. I'll wire up like the motion sensors and stuff for that in a moment. That's gonna have to wait just a jiffy, because in the meantime, I would like some windows. Now, actually, can you get those in regular game? We'll go like this, we'll go window. You do have, like, frames and stuff available now, which is good, because you can put those down, then chuck the glass plate on the other side. But I don't think... Let's have a look at you, actually. What do you do? Wooden windows are just not here. Oh, no, there they are there. There they are there. Let's have a bit of a squizzer and see if you're any good now. I mean, kind of. They got rid of all the shit that was smearing the panes once upon a time. Alright, I'm game. I'll use them. Craftable in survival and usable underwater. When you've let in a bunch of goop, but that's okay. Look how cute they are. They're like the windows from a cottage. There we go. It may look a little bit ridiculous having a wooden hut with windows down on the bottom of the sea floor, but oh, it works. So, you know, if 7 days is gonna have weird physics, why not take advantage of that to make some weird bases? So that there, I mean, will work as like the garage part, but I do want to expand this a little bit more. But before I get too carried away, I'm going to pop out of my body real quick and just get back up to the surface and quickly just turn on a Blood Moon Horde to see how it goes. I'm down there, you can see like the rims of my windows. Wow, oh my god, I have done a number. I have done a number on the water surface. There's a column of air going all the way down, which is not particularly flash. Wish there was an easy way to fix it, but there's kind of not. But more importantly, there is not any zombies spawning anywhere. I'm far enough away from dry land. I'm down underwater where they can't spawn, so we're safe and home and hosed down underneath, down in the shadow of my building where the octopuses hang out. But speaking of octopuses, now I want to know, octopuses have gardens. Everybody knows that's why it's a well-known song. Not because it was sung by a popular band, because octopuses' gardens are so popular amongst everyone. So I want to know, if I'm down underground, can I make myself an underwater garden? Can I have an octopus's garden? Now I want to know. I don't want to build anything out towards that bank over there. That's the only liability I have right now, is getting too close to the embankment. So instead, I'm going to go and dig out this way. I can do this without God mode on even, because I can just go in and get some more air out of there. So let's just go out here a little bit. Same thing again. It's a time-consuming process to go through and place all of the blocks down, but definitely well worth it. And this time, I'm not going to have any collapses, so I'm not going to ruin the surface of the water anymore. I'm still annoyed about doing that last time. In fact, you know what? You can stay, because believe it or not, despite the fact you're an empty tire, you're still holding up air above it. No, water above it. So this has actually got me thinking a little bit deeper down again. So if bars counts as a block and therefore should remove the water, let's just test that real quick. I'll go advanced rotation, stick it up in the roof like that. I mean, you let in a little bit of water, wasn't quite quick enough. Although the invisible part of the block was still mopping up, so that's fine. So bars will keep out water. God, the water physics in this game is broken, but it's to my advantage for a change. I wonder then, can I use this even more to my advantage? So we know that there are certain blocks that have special characteristics, right? So if I go and grab myself like a trim, not in there, just a regular one, window trim somewhere around there, just the part that goes on the side. Let's search like window then, just a little bit, that one there, and I chuck you into the corner, like, yeah, like that. If I go with you, get rid of all those blocks and chuck you in there instead, a lot of a leak actually. I'll mop that all up the same way I did with the bars. That's gonna keep the water out. So I could, instead of having bars all over the top, which would be, you know, a little bit like I'm in the middle of The Walking Dead, if I could just chuck in some trim up the top that's going to keep the water out, it'll be like having clear skies above me. Ooh, very interesting. Instead of the trim, I'm going to use these poles purely because you can get this T-piece, which is actually going to be better for me if I let some water in. I quickly stick you up on the side how I want you to go, please. Not like that, the opposite way. There we go. If I chuck that in like that, because this is 3 wide, right? So I'm going to need some poles going through the middle, but that's going to give it some support, make it look like it actually exists, which is good for me. I'll do the same on this side. Spin you all the way around again, baby, right round. When I put the block down, put it right down. Nice. Okay, I'll get some poles to go between the middle, which will be that one there. I don't mind letting all the water in now because it's not going to get into my actual garage bit. It's only going to take a little bit to clean up, but the result should be pretty bloody bonza. This is going to be cool, actually. This is going to be like a nice slow reveal, like in any cartoon when any character gets plastic surgery, the slow unwrap of the bandage. What I've done, I've had to go through and like fill it up through full of shapes again to get rid of the water. But what I've done is I've learned from what I did up the top there with those poles and added it to every side. So I have like proper windows here now that really, I mean, you wouldn't, my game is struggling a little bit. The frame rate's dying because I am underwater and the game has no idea what the dick I'm doing. But look at that though. There's nothing up there, just lovely, lovely sunlight coming through. So I have a garage and a garden, which is nice. I need like a living area or something as well. I'm gonna get rid of this. I feel like those windows up the top is what's causing me a lot of the grief at the moment. I didn't have frame rate issues until I chucked in these windows, so I might replace those with ones I'm more used to using. But this out here, so if I get some, what am I gonna need? Some farm plots. I'll grab you, and I'll just grab some cheeky seeds as well. Corn's the tallest one, so I'll grab you and see if I can plant those. It's all gonna depend on how much, like, headroom you give up the top. In fact, you know what? Let's go like this. Let's make it even flashier. We'll submerge our planter beds into the deck. Trade you over for that one. Ooh, no. Maybe I can't build myself a sweet underwater farm. The game's like, nah, mate. What do you think this is? We do have physics, believe it or not. Oh, man, you can't make an underwater farm. I don't know why I'm disappointed by that. If I say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous. But sometimes you get the ridiculous in this. This has actually given me an idea, though. I'm going to convert my wannabe garden into that living area I was talking about. But the garage... See, now, I was just going to build like a living area up here, kind of like what I did over here with the lake base. But now that I know that I can use those poles to remove water and actually have a fair bit of surface area inside. Maybe. What about this? If I had a cheeky 4x4 for, there's the X, that's what I was looking for. You're not going to be bloody brown though. Get rid of you and I'll chuck some purple in ya. If I had a 4x4 and I drove it off a cliff, will that still, like it used to be if you went in water, you'd slow down significantly. But now that the gyro has different mechanics, maybe that one does too. So if I just drive off the cliff like a muppet that I am, oh, for a second there, it looked like it had some pace. But here's what I'm thinking. If I dig myself or build myself a cheeky-deeky pole tunnel under here, all the way up to my garage door, I could drive, like full Bond spec, I could drive my Jeep off the side of a cliff into a tunnel and carry all the way along and drive into my garage like that. Still invisible to the waking world up above, but easier to manage than the gyro was. I reckon that's doable. It's gonna take some work, but I reckon it's bloody doable. I am building this in God mode to sometimes having to swim all the way back to get some more oxygen way back there. But what I'm kind of thinking is if I just dig... Oh, that's one too far. If I just continue on like this road from where my garage door is all the way as close to the bank as I can, I don't know how much air the Jeep's gonna need to actually run properly. You know, if it's just the wheels are in air, maybe it will. If my head's in air, maybe it will. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. I'll run this other side up as well. Onto that side, please. There you go. I mean, it's just a bunch of placing blocks to replace the air, but this takes a little while to do, which is why I got God mode on, because it takes so much longer if I was doing this without it. Oh, shit. I've done that wrong. I've done that very bloody wrong. I've built it on the wrong side of the block. I need it to be on the outside of the inside block, not the inside of the outside block, which is a whole bunch of gibberish, I know, but just trust me that I got that wrong. I need to have you... yeah, on the inside of it, because then it's going to remove the water from that block there, and it's going to like actually give you like a casing around the joint, because then I only need to remove, it's going to take so long to do, remove this central column of water with blocks. Oh, it's going to take so long. I regret starting this now. I'm going to be here forever. I think I'm about ready to see how this is going to go. I'll get my block replacement tool, replace blocks with air, all blocks of the same type, get rid of all of those. No? Oh, wait, because I'm an idiot. That's why I've got to mark it up with the blue square all the way back to there will do. That should be all of them. And then go back out to the start. So I accidentally click on the concrete block. Bam. Okay, how's that? Perfect. All right, we now have a channel of air all the way along the lake bed. I am going to have to... I mean, this is kind of yuck. I'm going to have to quickly fix up this because the car can't drive over that anyway. Go all the way back so it's all even across them. And this is actually a good opportunity to use the new super duper narrow blocks that are really good for vehicles. Haven't had a chance to use them yet, but I'll take opportunity now. Oh, nope, not that way. All the way like that, please. No, damn it, Josh. Learn to rotate things. Nice. That comes up to them. I get a little bogged down here, but we'll see how we go with that. I'm also going to need a couple of sheets just to smooth out that landing at the top as well. In fact, you know what? Should have just used these in the first place. Don't know why I bothered using the frames. There we go. Got my ramp coming at the very end. You have had a bit of a bingle, so I'll quickly grab that one, copy rotation, and stick you onto the end. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, the game just chug-a-lugged real hard. Oh, the water's back in. Oh, the bloody water's back in. Oh, how did that happen? Why? Why you caused me so many issues? I regret trying to build this underground passageway because it's just nah. It's just nah. You know what? If you're doing this, don't do this. I'm gonna pull the pin. I'm gonna say, yeah, nah. It could have worked in theory, but fuck, it's killing my game. It's killing my willpower, and I just want it to be over. Piss off, and piss off the lottiers. You've just made my life difficult. Look at it. The game is just struggling to catch up again. God, my game is just not having a good time. Normally this runs pretty smoothly, but my frame rate is about -62 at the moment. It's just not loving it at all. Like, I still have my pocket of air here, but it's just trying to calculate too much water stuff, and it's just breaking the game and not in the normal fun way. So I think I might have to, oh god damn, I might have to pull the pin on the underwater base. It worked in Alpha 18, I mean, it does kind of work in Alpha 20, but not in a way that I can sit here and go like, yes, this is something that I would build in survival if I had all the time resources in the world, which is usually what most of these bases are. Just like, hey, I've got some time to kill, I'll make a fun base. This is a fun base, but it's eating all that my game is. It works-ish. It's harder to use than it used to be, and I don't think it's any better than the lake base was over here. So, oh my god. Just don't look. Just don't look. Like playing Age of Empires 3 on a potato computer. Just don't look at the water. The theories were there. This is what hurts me about it. The theories were there. The theories worked. But put into practice, the game's just like, excuse me, I'm like 2 blunt sticks getting rubbed together. That's all the brain power I have. Not gonna bloody happen. So maybe I'll have to come back and try this again for Alpha 21, because apparently Alpha 21 has new water. We tried. I'm hesitant to say we failed, but the game just can't keep up with it. So I'm gonna have to come back, leave this episode here, and come back and build some other bases that I think are kind of cool in another episode, because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to the patrons of Patreon who made this episode possible. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.